Still got that up. Hello, guys. Welcome back. It's Sunday. It's the Three Hammers. We tried to do it on the weekends now. More to talk about. We're looking good. We're looking good, mate. We're looking good. What a record so far. Turn of the year. 4 clean sheets in a row. Three wins, is it? 3 wins and 2 wins in a Prem. I can't remember now.
I think yes, two. Is it 2 wins in the Prem, 3 in all competitions? But I was surprised actually. The commentators said, I have to say actually, it was Ali McQuest was commentating. I thought he was really good. Ali McQuest.
No, he was, mate. He was. I see a lot of channels saying that actually that he was really good.
But he said, I think it was him who said, or the other guy said that we've only lost, apart from the start of the season, we've only lost 3 games against Liverpool, Man United, and Chelsea, and they're the only 3 games we've lost. We're like unbeaten. We're on a really good unbeaten run at the minute. I
think one of the stats that stuck out for me, mate, was it took us 32 games to get to 8 wins last year. It took us 18 this year. Last goal difference, half of the table, 11 points away from 40. I'm enjoying it, mate. I'm enjoying this season.
Yeah. I mean, like the game last night, I was happy enough with. Again, I think this is a problem recently, and I have to say, I think Moyes is getting annoyed by it as well. We're not taking chances. Like we could have won 4-0 last night.
Oh, easy, mate, easy. Yeah, no, I put a tweet out actually. I said not to put a negative spin because I was trying not to be negative. I said, but the way forward now is working on the finishing. Clinicalness. If you heard a scream, that's probably my daughter playing with the cat in the upper room. I'm not locked in a cupboard or anything. It's the clinicalness. It's decision making, isn't it? Cohen's very guilty of it, and then Yarmolenko was guilty of it yesterday as well. Just that little bit of frustration with me now, and that's a good thing. We're criticising the fact that we're not scoring more goals rather than we're not creating chances. We've gone through years where we've had games where we've not even had a shot on target. At least we're creating. I think we've got a spin on it.
Yeah, we're going in the right direction. Good result. Really good running results. Put us in a really good position. I don't think we're in any danger now of being in a relegation battle. I think we're well past that now, which is brilliant. We can kind of try and enjoy the rest of the season. It's nice.
Talk about the game yesterday. Renowned bad record against them. Chris Woods loves scoring against us. The other geezer Barnes as well. The goal was a bit lucky, weren't it? It was a real sloppy goal, weren't it? A bit of
I said to you, mate, at the time, like it's a goal that we normally concede. It was so easy. Just sort of. It was really. I say that actually, it was really well worked. The way that I think it was Ben Rama played the initial ball through. Really, really nice ball. Played out to the wing, and then Fornals crossed it in. Somehow, none of the defenders got to it, and Antonio was there for the tap-in. Yeah. But you take that. Mate?
What did you make of that?
Well, I don't think it was his best celebration, was it? But no, listen, you'll take goals like that all day long, and I know the commentators of Moyes was saying afterwards, that's. Any good striker is going to hope to pick up goals like that in the season, just being in the right place, gambling.
Scoring as well, isn't it? Back from a little bit of a layoff, and it's good to just see him back in the goals. That's what you want to see, isn't it? What did you make of the lineup? I thought I liked the lineup when it came out as well. I thought, nice and strong. Good to see Ben Rama getting a chance. I thought he was really good, Ben Rama, as well. He's just like a tiny bit. He's so desperate for a goal, or desperate for another good assist. What about you, mate? I know you're not criticising, but you're not as I don't know. I think players that I've actually seen you can sometimes criticise when usually you're not like that with players.
I think yesterday was his best game for us so far. Definitely, I think it was his best game for us so far. But I just think he's playing in the wrong position. And I've said it again. I've said it a couple of times. I don't think he's a number 10. I don't think he suits playing in the middle. I think he suits playing on the wing where he can run at players. He can get that bit of space. He can run at players, maybe cut inside. I think that suits him better than that. I don't think he suits the number 10 position. I think that's a position.
I'd like to see Fornals playing that number 10 position as well, mate. I would like to see him play there.
Yeah, Fornals, I think, could play that role. I think Lanzini's a natural in that role. I'm not saying I want to see Benrahma dropped. I just think he needs to be playing on the left rather than playing through the middle.
What did you make of Fornal's performance? I thought he was really good yesterday. I really did. And that's the work rate. And we say it every week, the work rate. I thought he was excellent in the first half yesterday. The
work rate is fantastic. But I just, again, I think he's playing in the wrong position. I feel like he's wasted. Imagine that work rate still, but in the middle of the park. Getting up and down, putting, hassling players, and then being able to be in that position to play little balls through. I understand why Moyes is doing it, because he knows that Fornals will cover that left back spot, and maybe he doesn't trust Benrahma to do it. But I would just love to see them two swap. I'd love to see them two swap round. I really would. I just think it brings so much more out of both of them.
Another chance we had is obviously Ogbonna hit the post, didn't he? Unlucky. Such a shame that he did score that. I can't keep saying good things about the man. The guy is just getting better and better. You said it yourself yesterday, mate. Maldini, Cellini, Navarro, people like that. They, those Italian defenders, they just get better. Get to 35 and then they get even better.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Like they get better with age, and he's 32. Ogbonna will be 33 this year. Easily got a couple of years left, no doubt about it. Top level.
He's still got pace for a centre half, mate. He is pacey for a centre half.
He always has been. And like it's crazy. I think you can tell and it's probably improved his game as well. The confidence that he's got in himself at the minute, massive. Look at that last.
When he did a little flick,
yeah, on the left wing, he's flicking it over defenders and stuff, and like doing little cutbacks. Think what? But that confidence, you can see he's so confident in himself at the minute because he's playing well. Everyone keeps saying it.
Again,
easy. He's my hammer of the year the last 2 years, mate.
Yeah,
the commentators are saying it. More people are saying it. He's having his best season ever, and he really is. And let's hope. As I say, like he just gets better with age.
I hope he goes to Euros, mate. I hope he's doing enough. I don't know who the Italian manager is at the minute. He's doing enough to get in that Euro side. That would be real credit to him if he can get in that team.
Mate, definitely. Like I say, he's a year younger than Bonucci. I'm not saying he's as good as Bonucci. I'm not saying he's as good as Chiellini. But he's a year younger than Bonucci. He's like 3-4 years younger than Chiellini. Like these players that are top world class defenders, he's still got a couple of years on them. He could. He's got it still all ahead of him, and what a player! What a player!
Yeah, he can play the nice stuff. He can play the horrible stuff. He's just very good. And Dawson next to him, we've all been made to eat humble pie. Do you know what I mean? You got to give him credit. He's good in the air. They seem to have a good partnership. And as I said, mate, when he first came in, he reminds me of Ginge. Got that Ginge bit about him, just nasty. He threw a couple of dirty elbows, didn't he? He's kicked Shay Adams in the face. That's might be a new hero there.
Yeah, I like Dawson. I don't think he's long term by any stretch, but he is a good sort of no nonsense. He's still
a good partnership, aren't they?
Yeah, again, just like Ginge, mate. A couple of times where he played a dodgy little ball out the back, kind of could have got him in trouble, but he's a good, solid defender. And again, importantly, he seems to have got a really good partnership with Ogbonna at the minute. So, yeah, it's brilliant to see.
We are going to go into the comments, guys. I know I say that every week, but it's just to reassure you that we always do go in the comments. Second half, obviously, when one sticks up, should have laid it back to Benrahma, and then obviously the Yarmolenko one. But, what did you make that last little bit, mate, to sum up that game?
Yeah, just... I've seen a lot of people say, and this is weird because I'm normally on the other side of this, but I've seen a lot of people criticising the game last night, saying it was rubbish. We played poor, it was negative, blah blah blah. I didn't see that last night. I thought we played well. I really did. I thought we played well. I enjoyed the game, and like I say, if we were a bit more aware in the final third, we could have had 3-4 goals easy last night. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good game.
All the other channels are saying the same thing, mate, and I've been saying it as well. I'll tell you what, when it does click and the decision makers are right, we are going to really give someone a hiding. We are. At some point, all those little decision-making things are going to click. We're going to do someone 3-4-0, and how lovely would it be to do the team on Tuesday night that we're going to discuss in a minute. But let's just look at the table, mate. So that's where we're sitting at the minute. Lovely to see, looking up rather than down on 29 points.
Mate, 3 points off fourth.
Yeah. No, that's it,
Crazy.
mate.
Crazy.
Obviously, the teams above us have got a few games in hand. But, we're not going down this season. And like I say, mate, can look up, which is good to see. what should we go on to? Let's talk about the West Brom game first, shall we? Before we do transfer news.
So, do you want to jump in? Do you want to look at the comments?
Oh yeah, actually, yeah. Sorry, yeah, because they'll be all talking about the game, won't they? Yeah. So let's go in the chat. Actually, yeah. Irish Tommy says, "Afternoon, chaps. Afternoon, mate. As always, hello, mate.
Hello."
He says, "We're poor in the final third and have been for a couple of months. Will cost us points unless we improve. Bowen, Fornals, and Benrahma are not very good in and around box." Yeah, I think it's a valid point, mate. At some point, if you don't get that one goal, or it's a typical, as I put in our chat, didn't I? This looks like a typical West Ham game where that second goal, it don't come, it's going to be nervy. And I think we need to start getting second goals to kill teams off. We're sitting here after a win, you know what I mean, and 4 clean sheets on a bounce. But I get Irish Tommy's point there, no?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. And, like you say, you can see it. You can't just blame. It's not a striker's fault. Obviously, if we had a striker, it'd be brilliant. But it's not that's the fault. Like you say, it's the decision making from like Bowen, Fornal sometimes, Yarmolenko, just not seeing or not playing that pass where you would have an easy goal.
That's a bit greedy as well. We said that, didn't we? You said it, Yarmolenko, when he came on. You was like, "Oh, here's someone that's even greedier."
Yeah. I have to say that really surprised me, because now I need to say this, right? I said last night at a point, to me, it felt like we were getting deeper and deeper and deeper, and we started sitting back, and it looked like it was only a matter of time until we conceded an equaliser. There was a point last night where, yesterday, so it weren't even the night game, 3 o'clock kickoff. What happened there? I keep saying last night because I'm so used to us playing at 7 o'clock at night. But there was a point where we did start getting deeper, and we did start defending. We did start dropping back. And I was thinking, I would go typical Moyes, he's going to try and sit on the point. And then he brings Yarmolenko on. And that really surprised me. And it makes me think, maybe that ain't Moyes' fault. Maybe it's the players' mentality.
It's a shame that we didn't go 2-0 up, because I thought Meepo might come on, or the Becker, whatever you want to call him. I thought we might see him. And I think maybe when a game does go 2-0, you might see him come on. But I think, you've got to agree with Moyes, you can't be bringing him on that sort of high pressure environment.
I was just surprised he made an attacking. Well, I say an attacking sub. It was a like for like sub, but I was really surprised that he brought Yarmolenko on. Really surprised. I thought he'd try and shore it up a bit. But maybe like I say, maybe it's not Moyes' fault that we keep getting deeper and trying to defend leads. Maybe it's just the team's mentality at a minute. I don't know, but yeah.
Neil says apparently the Antonio Stroken was a full fit from a deal from.
It was Rice. It was
yeah. I did see that on Twitter. JP says hi, hello mate, hope you're doing well. Moyes still expects more from his players, especially our front four. I agree with him that we cannot continue to rely on our solid defence to bow them. I know that you said yourself, mate. You're getting more around to Moyes now. You like what he's saying in interviews and stuff. And I know your actual comment was, wouldn't mind to see him being director of football one day at the club. You can see he's got that vision, and sometimes his coaching can be questioned, but definitely got the right ideas for West Ham if he was given the chance to do it.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And like I say, and I think I've said this before, even on the channel, I really like David Moyes. I know people that watch us regularly, they'll probably think, I just slag him off all the time. I really like David Moyes. I like him. I like the way he comes across. I like the way he carries himself. I like the way he's in interviews. Everything he says in interviews, I agree with him. I really like the bloke. I think he's really good. I don't think he's a really good manager. I really like you say, mate, that's the thing, the vision that he has for the club. Love it. Brilliant. In-game management, tactical,
it's getting better.
I'm not so sure about, but I think he would make a fantastic director of football. I really do. I would love to see Moyes maybe moved up to director of football. Let him oversee the club. Let him oversee the transfer strategy. Let him oversee recruitment. Let him oversee everything. But then get in a more dynamic manager.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, when
let's say a head coach.
Manager,
that's what they.
3 years time or whatever.
Yeah, that's what they call him now, isn't it? Like a head coach rather than an actual manager. Let Moyes take care of the director of football stuff. Have a head coach to take care of the sort of the actual games and the tactics and that. It was a bit more dynamic. I think that'd be a really good sort of partnership. I did see floated. Obviously, I worked together before, but I've seen people float the idea of maybe Moyes as a director of football and Arteta a couple of years down the line.
Yeah,
as the manager.
I've got to give credit to Nevin as well, mate, the set piece guy. He's, the ideas that man thinks of for set pieces is just crazy. We're so different every time what we're trying to do. I'll tell you, just before I go back in the chat, mate, a question I'm going to ask you, mate, because it came to me this morning and I remembered it. Have you changed your opinion on Declan? I remember you saying that you don't see the captain in him. What now?
It's still the same. But do you know what though? Right? Maybe what I am looking for in a captain just ain't a thing anymore. Maybe it's too old fashioned. I want to, and it's not as big a thing at the moment as well without the fans in the ground. I don't think. But as far as leadership on the pitch, leading by example, Declan's phenomenal. Obviously,
he's leaders now as well. I think.
If you're talking about leading by example, Declan's brilliant at that. I'm talking about someone who's going to be in the ref's ear. Do you know what I mean? Someone who's going to be like the likes of like I say, Kevin Nolan. Like those. Yeah, exactly. He's doing it from the bench. But the likes of those old school sort of like constant in the ref's ear, sort of niggling other players, like getting in people's faces, like that kind of captain. Do you know what I mean? Like protecting his other players. Don't really see that from Rice. Like I say, maybe I'm being old fashioned. Maybe that kind of captain don't even exist anymore. I don't know, but I still don't really see that from Rice. But as far as leading by example as a captain, yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah, best player on the pitch all the time, I think. Far the best player on the pitch. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. I just wanted to ask Paul that because I remember he did say that early on in the season. I want to see whether his opinions changed. JP says, I said the same thing in a watch along yesterday. For now, he's a number 10. Ben Rama isn't. He can do his natural position is where, with Saeed as well. I think he would like that to get onto a ball and he can run into space. Sometimes in that middle it can get a bit compact in there. Yes, he's got the feet to get out of trouble. I think he would be better going in at Brentford. What he used to do was get the ball on the wing, cut inside, boom, like Mahrez, and put it into the top corner. And I think he hasn't been given that chance to do that. Neil says God Bonner, definitely. Yeah, I think. But there's a lot of people that would agree with you, mate. Oggy took a yellow card when he was caught up in the field. Can't beat that experience. I love Oggy. I love it. And listen, I will say it, sitting here true now. I was one of the ones saying we should send him a few years ago. I don't know whether Paul was saying the same as well, but I remember just saying he looks shaky, don't look right. Come on, keep some bands again. Oggy can't do much to get to the. Can't do much more to get into the side. A top club could come in for a quick fix. A lot of centre halves at the big guns are crap. Yeah, mate. I said that to Paul, didn't I? I said, I'll tell you what, if Oggy was 25, 26, he wouldn't be at West Ham. And you could be right, mate. Someone might go, oh, actually, do you know what I mean? 20 million for an experienced centre back, pace and power. Why not? What about you, mate? What do you make on Bowden's comment there?
No, definitely. Definitely. Like I don't know. The only thing is purely because of his age, right? I think if the bigger clubs normally, if they're gonna buy someone who's sort of 32 years old, a bigger club, you're talking your Man Uniteds, your Cities, whatever. If they're gonna buy a 32-year-old,
even like Juventus.
Nah. So I was gonna say, so the English clubs, if they're gonna buy an older player, normally it's a higher profile player. Like your Cavani's, right? Your Ibrahimovic's. It's a higher profile player, which your Bonner's not. So I can't see an English club coming in for him. Juventus, mate, I've literally said this myself. I could see Juventus coming back in for him.
AC Milan, AC Milan love their older centre backs, don't they?
Yeah, well, I could definitely see him going back to Italy. I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't. I hope he stays with us. But yeah, I hope he stays
till he's 35 and progresses even more. Ian Smith says Rice is phenomenal. He's now producing performances that are clearly head and shoulders above the rest. Yep, and it's up to us to keep him now, mate. Moyes brings on Yarm for Bowen every game, no matter what. He says he's good. Yes, we're both well, mate. Here's a question for you guys: Is the proper old West Ham coming back? We seem to be getting rid of more recent old West Ham way of fannying about, and I think Moyes meant that yesterday. So is this new West Ham? I like it. Do you know what I mean? I like that we're stubborn and hard to beat. I do have some. What Paul was saying about, like to see a little bit more a little bit more expansive, not massively, because there's not much wrong there. Again, with final decision making, we're beating teams 3-4-0, and there's a couple of occasions. Man United, the first half, that should have been 3-0 out of sight, game over. And I think once that clicked, I think maybe Paul's opinion of Moyes might change even more. Once that clicks.
Listen, I'm open. I'm open to be turned, mate. I am.
Yeah.
You know, if and now I think even more so, we're probably not going to sign anybody. But if Moyes gets, if Moyes gets the, if Moyes gets the players that he wants, and he's given a chance to build a more expansive team, if that's what he wants to do, I'll give him credit for that. You know, I'm not going to be sitting here and Moyes and we're smashing teams 3-4-0 playing expensive football. I'm not going to be sitting here going, Moyes is rubbish. He's defensive, pragmatic, get him out. I'm not, you know, I can change my mind.
Someone made a good point actually, mate. You know, it's clear, you know, that PSC, Moisey and Irvine sorted the defence out now. You know, that defence is solid. We're not going to get tucked in that much this season. We may have a 3 or 4-0 loss somewhere along the line. Now in training for the next few weeks or so, work on that decision making. Let's work on the clinicalness. And, you know, getting players to look up. Ben Rama, Owen, Yarmolenko, look up in that last third. Sometimes
that's it. That's it. And I think it's again, I don't know how you fix it, but because it is just the way that they're drilled, and that the way that they've been drilled has meant we're much better defensively, which is brilliant. You know, obviously you need that foundation, you need a solid base to work from. But there was a couple of times, even last night, where, you know, someone had carried the ball forward and there was no support. By the time we had another 2 players up the pitch, they had 10 players behind the ball. You know, we seemed scared.
The ball at times, there was no one there. It was just going back.
We seemed scared to commit players forward. I understand why. You know, like I say, I understand why. I understand why we've been doing it up until now. Now we're not going to get relegated. We're not going to be in a relegation battle. We're safe there. Let's try and expand a little bit. Let's try and change that mentality of right, safety first. We've got the defensive foundations there. Now let's try and expand a little bit.
If we have the start that we've had, let's say we do win on Tuesday, which we'll talk about in a minute. That's 19 games in. We'll be on 32 points. If we followed that form onto the second half of the season, finish with 64 points, you're looking at Europa League with 64 points. Again, this is all numbers and it might not even happen, but I'll tell you what, we finish with anything over 55 points. We've had a very good season.
100%. 100%. And again, mate, I said it to you yesterday and I've said it every week. I am not knocking the results at all. You can't.
Yeah, well, I've got something. I did show you it yesterday. To Dan Wolfstone, I think his name is. You know, West Ham's points after 18 games, you know, 22, 17, 24, 19, 29. And someone did ask him what was the 15, 16, obviously the bowling one, and it was 24. You know, 29 points is, you know, mate, that's not silly going.
No, the results are there. You know, again, what Moyes has done, I give him full credit for. He's done brilliant for us. I give him full credit for that. Long term, I don't see him as the answer as manager. Like I say, maybe bump him up, director of football, give him an overseer role at the club. That's my opinion. Listen, everyone's got their different opinions. Everyone wants something different when they watch football. Everyone's entitled to that. That's just me. That's just my opinion. That's just what I want when I'm watching football. You know.
Neil says, I watched the Wolves West Brom game, and West Brom are a bit loose in defence. Do you think there's any chance of Odebeku might start? Possibly. Purely because Mickey, you know, he got really tired after about 65 minutes, didn't he? I was surprised he actually played the full 90, weren't you?
I was surprised. I don't think there's any chance Odebeku starts. 100%.
Bloody striker signs.
Yeah. No, Antonio starts. There's no doubt about it. Antonio starts. Let's hope that, you know, we can get a couple of goals early. Again, we're talking about playing against a Sam Allardyce team here, so it's not going to be easy. We're not going to go there and smash 5 goals past them. But if we can get a couple of goals early, and then we'll be able to take Antonio off and give him a rest. But
we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, I can't see any way that Antonio doesn't start.
When Kuhn says, we had a more dynamic manager in Pellegrini. We don't need some fancy hipster like Potter. We need realism, work rate, and grit. And I love the work. I love the grit, the work rate. I think what Paul's trying to say is not so much dynamic, because with Pellegrini, you've got to say he's like a retirement home one. I know at the time it was a bit like, oh yeah, actually it's quite exciting, league winner. I think when Paul's saying dynamic, I think, you're looking for the next Poch. You're looking for the next Klopp. You're not finished article Klopp and not finished article Mourinho's. You're looking to take that little gamble on someone who's got a bit about him. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. But again, that's what a director's football job is, to go and get someone like that. Like Leicester did it with Brendan Rodgers, he's shown what he's about, Brendan Rodgers. You know what I mean? Bowden says, Moyes is putting Benrahma in the centre and Funnels on the left because he can trust Funnels to cover left back. Benrahma pisses about too much for someone as safety first. Moyes.
Yeah, we did say that earlier, and I agree. I do think Benrahma could do that job, though. I think he could do that job, but that comes down to the fact that we haven't got a solid left back. If we had, and don't get me wrong, Cresswell's done really well this season playing at left centre back. But if we had a proper, left back like Soufal on the right, if we had a copy of him on the left hand side, that wouldn't be so much of an issue.
No, it wouldn't. And how good is Soufal, man? £5 million, man. How good is that geezer? Seriously. Mark says Moyes is the right manager for now. Last season we were relegation specialists. He's turned it around. There's a real team spirit that's important too. Nolan and Co have been. And
I agree with that. And I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we should sack Moyes tomorrow. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. I agree he's the right manager for now, and he's done brilliant for us. I'm just saying when it comes to renewing his contracts, that's what I'd be thinking about. And it sounds incredibly harsh. If the man gets us into Europe and then we don't renew his contract, that's a joke. Obviously, you can't do that. I'm just talking long term. Do you know what I mean?
Dan Bones says, I'm not the chairman of the Moyes fan club right now, but I literally don't see us losing against lesser or similar clubs at the moment. Yeah, that's a good position to be in, mate. Hopefully we can have a run of games with a front four from yesterday all playing. I think we will be more decisive going forward. Yeah, good players, they learn from their mistakes, you know what I mean? It's all experience. He stated yesterday Antonio is our most important player due to the way we play. How can change our formation to be less reliant on Antonio? That's a bloody good question. I don't know, mate. You've got to get another striker it's the work rate. It's not even so much the way Antonio plays, because you wouldn't say he's skillful. You wouldn't say he's technically very good either. It's a player that's going to work and do that dirty work, no?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the thing is, if you want to take the burden off of Antonio, it's all about getting runners behind him. But then, I don't know. I think the type of player that Antonio is, that's just the way he is. He's going to play that way regardless, no matter what. Even if we had players up around him supporting him, he's still going to be running through. He's still going to be breaking the line. He's still going to be doing that same thing that he always does. So
that's why I really like that Daka. I don't think we're going to get him. That Daka, the pace is disgusting. It's actually disgusting how fast that man can run. That would offer. So I don't think we'll get him though. I do think we'll talk about it a little bit, but I do think it's going to be that Buendia, no? Or do you not think that will come off?
I don't know. I don't know, mate. I'll be surprised if we sign anyone. Well, anyone.
What do you make of him? I will go back in the comments, but I think we should just try and change the subject a little bit. What do you make of that Buendia, though? Reminds me of Sacco a little bit.
I've seen a few people say that. Yeah, obviously incredibly quick. I can't say I've got a folder on him and I've watched every game or anything, but he's a gamble. He's only scoring this season. Before this season, he hasn't really done anything.
Penalties as well. A lot of penalties.
Yeah, a lot of penalties. Hasn't really done anything. This season seems to be his breakout season, so it's a gamble. Anyone, if we do end up signing him, anyone expecting him to come in, we are taking a gamble because he could just fade off and be nothing. But I don't know. I don't think we're going to sign a striker at all, mate. I really don't.
We'll talk about that, but just finish off these comments. Once we're safe in the league, do you see us dropping off in the league? I hope not. I hope Moyes will kick, because you know what it is. If you finish well, renownedly you start well. It's usually what West Ham do. If we finish a season well, like we did last year, we finished really well. we usually start really well, and I think you can take that momentum to the next thing. So I hope we don't drop off, unless it's because we're doing really well and we've gone far in the FA Cup. Then I'll take dropping off in the league if it means we've got semi-final of FA Cup or whatever. JP says, director of football sounds like a good long-term plan. For some reason, Souček wasn't raiding forward yesterday like he usually does. So a big part of our ability to create chances and score goals wasn't there. Yeah. The thing I don't like about Tom is his passing so bad. He really needs to work on his passing, but I can't slate the geezer. If he could pass, he'd be worth like 40 million and wouldn't be at West Ham anyway. Fellaini never could pass really though, could he? You know, like that Fellaini thing. Fellaini was never a good passer of the ball. What about when Moyes leaves, we replace him with someone from his staff, then Moyes becomes director of football? I don't know, Kevin Nolan, perhaps?
Who knows? I mean, you know, if you're talking about his staff, the only real candidate really is Kevin Nolan. Just I'm thinking age, all the rest of it. I don't know what type of manager Kevin Nolan is. Obviously, he's got managerial experience, but I can't say I ever watched his teams. I don't know what type of manager Kevin Nolan is, but I wouldn't be against it. I love Kevin Nolan. I think he's brilliant, and I think again he's had a brilliant impact. The whole backroom team have. We said it already. You know, the team that Moyes has built around him is fantastic. And like I say, I saw mentioned elsewhere, people were floating the idea of Arteta coming in under Moyes. In a more advanced role. You know, he's a young, sort of exciting upcoming manager. Maybe Arsenal, big club, maybe something like West Ham's a bit better job for him. I don't know. Again, I'm not saying I think Arteta's the one and he's going to come on and take the glory. I don't know. These are just sort of possibilities. Do you know what I mean?
I enjoyed Moyes' interview after the game, and it's true what he said. No manager would turn the team around in 2 windows. What he's done so far, we hope the ball to give him what he needs.
Your mic's gone weird, mate.
Hello? Yep.
Can hear you, but it sounds like you're underwater.
Oh, I apologise. Is that all right now?
No, it's the same.
For God's sake.
Oh, there you go. Did you have your hand on the mic?
No, I was like playing my chin a little bit.
No, maybe. Your other hand, was it on? I don't know.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Maybe. Not afraid to throw kids straight in the deep end, depending on him. Massive jump in standard. Opposition from under 23s in the Premier League could throw him in. Yeah, you made a point, didn't you, mate? You said it at Odebeku. He's one of them, could come in, be the next Jermaine Defoe, score 7 goals in a row, boom. Or he could come in, 4 games, not score. In our fickle fan base, listen, West Ham are our bread and butter for our channel, but our fickle fan base, mate, could turn them straight away now.
Yeah. How many times have we seen it, mate? We've seen it so many times. So many times. So yeah, no, you don't not now. Now's not the time. Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah. Some great comments in here today. I think Moyes should be given at least a 3-year extension, so he really has to build something for the future. At the same time, bring some desired stability to West Ham as a team and a club. Yeah, I think Moyes' biggest test going forward in the next 2 to 3 years is when Declan Rice goes. And how he deals with that and what he does to fill that massive, huge gap that will occur when he goes. And I think that would be a test for any manager, though, no?
Of course it would. Yeah. Obviously, any manager, losing your best player is a massive test. And that's one that I don't think you can really put all on Moyes' shoulders either, because it depends on the owners. Yeah. If we've still got the current owners, what they do, if we end up selling our best player and then he's not given the tools to replace him, you can't blame Moyes for that. It needs to be the owners as well. We will see.
So that did make me laugh, that comment. I don't know what his t-shirt is.
He just wants to see the t-shirt. So there you go. It's world's greatest DJ Mixmaster genius. If you've ever seen Kevin and Perry, it's a quote from that.
We're over-reliant on Antonio because the attackers behind him ain't scoring goals. And we ain't got no other strikers, mate. The best fit for me, from what I've read, is Adam Armstrong. Yep, I like him. I do like him, mate. Moyes is selfless in bringing young players like Johnson into the team. Most managers with months left on their contracts would only think short-term for themselves. True. The potential for him and Antonio up front together in whichever way Moyes works it has the potential to be something special. Stats tell part of the story. What are your thoughts?
I think he's talking about Armstrong and Antonio up front together.
Yeah, mate. It would be fantastic, mate. Both really, really pacey, both English, both work hard. Yeah, I'd like to see it, mate. But I can't see them spending money that it would take to get Adam Armstrong out of Blackburn, mate. Right, so let's move on. So it's the return of this man, mate. It just made me laugh when I was looking for gifs of Sam Allardyce. I was trying to look for that one where he goes like that. But
you didn't get that one, mate.
That one, yeah. So it's the return of your mate. Just looking at records, actually, mate. So his record against West Ham, there it is. He's played 17 times against West Ham, won 7, drawn 5, and lost 5. And I did have another interesting one that I found actually when I was doing research for the show. Was his record against Moyes? That's really, really small. He's played 22 times. He's beat him 7 times, but David Moyes has beat him. I think that says 13 times.
Yeah, 13 times. Yeah.
Moyes has got a good record against him, mate.
Let's hope he carries it on. There's surely no one apart from maybe Fat Frank who I'd want us to beat more than Sam Allardyce.
James Suffian, ain't you?
Yeah, I know. Where is he today? He's away, mate. Yeah. Yeah, obviously can't stand Allardyce. Hate the man.
I was a bit gutted him yesterday.
Hated him at West Ham. Always did. Never wanted him at West Ham. Couldn't stand him. And I just... He's going to
win yesterday, mate. Yeah, that was the thing. It was like, trust them to go and win the game before they play us to get that confidence.
At least they've got that win out of the way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But he's going to be well up for this. He'll be well up for this.
100%. As I like for them, I really like Pereira. I think he's a really good player for them. I think he was one of the main reasons that Slav lost his job as well, because he got injured and he weren't playing. Potential returns, mate, for Robert Snodgrass and Brady. Robert Snodgrass first goal for West Brom.
I could see Snodgrass like just whipping in the best cross of his life. Probably Grady Diangana will do like a scorpion kick or something. Yeah, you can see something like that happening.
It is going to be a tough game. Isn't it? It's going to be, as Jose says, 18th century football, percentage game. They're going to be playing long ball football. I think we've got enough in the air to deal with it. Again, it comes down to that thing: can we break a team down? And it's going to be tough.
I think that's the problem. I don't think we know how to break teams down that just sit back. And I think if Allardyce does that, which he probably will, I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be. Oh, there you go. Grady's out. Didn't know that. It'll be a long game because I don't think we really know how to break teams down, and that's exactly what they'll probably do. But we'll see.
Paul Allardyce is no good. Moyes is more honest manager than Allardyce and is more respected by the players. Yeah, like I say, it's took him a while to get his first win. Allardyce, I think it's his toughest job he's taken on. I don't think there's much quality in that team at all. I could be made to eat my words now on Tuesday when they spank us 3-0 or something. All I can really say about it, mate, it's going to be a tough game. Is there any sort of changes that you would do to the team, or would you like to see the same starting 11?
I wouldn't change it. The only thing I would change, mate, as I've said a million times, I would want to see Fornals and Benrahma swap. I don't think Benrahma is a number 10. I'd want to see them swap. But apart from that, why would you change it? 4 games, 4 clean sheets, you wouldn't change it.
No, mate. We break teams down, we just can't score. This game is expected to be dour because it's Moyes versus Allardyce, so watch it turn into a 5-4 thriller. Wouldn't that be
great?
Let's
hope so, mate. Yeah, let's hope so.
Dan Bowden says, dribble around 4 players and score with a Rabona.
Part of me would love to see it.
I think we've lost Suffian as a fan, because he's not in there saying anything today. Big Sam. It's going to be a tough game. Any predictions, mate? I'm going to say 1-1. I think it's going to be. I think they will get a goal because we're due to concede. And again, that's typical old West Ham talking. That is, we're due to concede.
I think their only threat is going to be set pieces. I think, like you say, we've more than enough got the tools to deal with that. I can't see them scoring. I can't. I think we'll win. if we do, it's going to be a 1-0. You know, I can see a 0-0 or a 1-0. I think it's going to be tight. I can't see. Like I say, let's hope I'm wrong. Let's hope Tommy's right and it turns into an absolute madness. But I can't see it. I'm going to say
a madness. Actually, we had one for a
while. I'm
while.
going to say a 1-0. I'm going to say a 1-0. I think we'll win.
Arteta is
Dog, don't want him anywhere near the club, and we should be trying to get the Southampton manager. Yeah, he's good.
Your mic's going to get, mate. Move your arm.
Hello.
Oh.
Yeah, you keep putting your hand on something.
I won't tell you what I'm grabbing. It's off camera. Semiaja Ayaja scored 3 and 5. Guarantee he gets a free. Yeah, no, he has. He's in a bit of good form. Fabianski doesn't quite look as good as a couple of seasons ago. We really need to identify his replacement in the summer. Yeah, you know, Stan Fan TV said it, and I've been saying it for a little while. Burnley go down, we should be all over Nick. I don't think we can afford him. We'd definitely have Nick Pope. He would be top of my list, or the Fulham guy. I really like him. As
Areola. I was going to say I would love him. I think he's a really, really good,
great shot stopper.
Yeah, really good looking goalkeeper. Huh?
Good looking goalkeeper.
if you want, mate. But yeah. No, he would be my priority if we could get him. But he's on loan from PSG, isn't he? So
yeah. But he looks really good though, doesn't he? Against us, he was fantastic against us. Right, so a couple of things in the news today, mate. Did you see that this man's back, mate, in training? Do you think he will ever play for us again? Not given a chance against Doncaster on Saturday?
I really hope I would love to see it, mate. I really would. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see him, you know, at least get a performance. But he's been out for so long. Yeah. So long. He couldn't even do it.
He can't run in America as well. He looked
couldn't do it in America. He's got no chance of doing it in the Premier League. It's such a shame.
Where does he stand with you in terms of his legacy for West Ham?
It's so difficult because he was unbelievable. He was a phenomenal player. He was fantastic. One of the best defenders in the league. And then obviously, for some reason, we decided to give him a 6-year contract.
Send me a mic.
Oh, there you go.
He's such a good lad.
He needs it, mate. I tell you, he needs it.
Yeah. I'll give you my address on Twitter, mate. I'll take you up on
that. Yeah. He was so good. Obviously, then we gave him a 6-year contract, which is ridiculous. I don't know what was going on there. And then he had that injury, and that was it. And I think, unfortunately, because of that contract, that's just insane. You know,
it is insane.
2.5 years left, and last played for us nearly 3 years ago.
Something like that, mate.
Huh?
Yeah. You get like a 7-year contract or something like that.
It was ridiculous, mate. It was crazy. And unfortunately, I think that's what he'll be remembered for. Is that?
Well, the thing is, he's always going to have the legacy, mate. He's the last ever man to score at Upton Park, you know, in that amazing night. And I think who was it there? He said it there. Dan said Reid is at his very peak. Have been at a top club,
and it was talked about. Yeah, it was talked about. I'm pretty sure he was linked with Man United at the time, and you know, it was definitely being talked about. But unfortunately, like you say, apart from that, the last goal at the bowling. I think his legacy is just going to be that contract.
Stick out performance for me was Man City away. I think we won the game 2-1. He was just incredible that day. Yeah. JP says, you think I joke? Don't worry, mate. I'm putting the address right now in Twitter.
Luke, mate, he loves a freebie.
Oh, yeah. I'm waiting for it, mate. Don't worry about that.
I'm still waiting on that T-shirt I got sent, mate, to your address. Where'd that go?
Yeah, I've still got it. I found that. I was doing the ironing. It was like, oh, should I get it over to him for his birthday? Because anyone don't know, it's Paul's birthday Tuesday.
No, it's Luke's birthday next week. So there you go.
That's not week after next.
Oh, week after next.
Yeah, 26th of January.
Depends on what day you first day of the week.
Yeah. I work on school weeks, so it's nowhere near the end of the week yet. Couple of other rumours, mate. This one. So West Ham want 25 million rated Marseille midfielder Morgan Sanson with Manuel Lanzini going the other way. As you always say, mate, when have you ever seen a swap deal come off? Never. Good player, that Sanson. No, I like him. Yeah, I wouldn't be looking to get Lanzini out the door.
No, I wouldn't. He seems to have come back looking decent. I understand if they did want to, if Gold's and not Gold, Sullivan's probably thinking, Lanzini's come back and started looking all right. Now's the chance to sell him.
Sell him, yeah.
But no, I wouldn't. And Sanson, probably a bit more of a player that could come in and play that centre mid role as sort of cover. So I would understand the dynamics of it, but
he's more defensive minded. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So for him to eat, I could see him coming in as a body to cover the likes of Rice and Souček. It'd be a good signing, but
yeah.
I don't know about Lanzini the other way.
I have a couple of headlines that I caught up with this morning. West Ham have made big offers for January transfer targets, confirms David Moyes.
When did he say that? Like in his interview yesterday, all he was saying was
an article in Evening Standard, didn't he? You know, every West Ham manager, they write an article in the Evening Standard.
Right, okay, I haven't read that. All like the last I see was his interview after the game, and he was basically saying he's pretty much ruling out any signing. So I'll have to read that. I haven't read that.
Other players we're linked with, classic one on FIFA, and that was the headline for that one. West Ham can move for Lassane Flea, I think you pronounce that, or Flea.
Yeah, that's all. Another winger. That's just what we need. How many wingers are we going to be linked with?
Yeah, I think he's a winger that can play striker, isn't he? I think on FIFA his position's right wing. I think it is. Again, another one I can't see happening. I think that's a smoke and mirror one, and definitely another smoke and mirror one is this guy that we're linked with as well in the paper, and his name is Junior Firpo. Anytime we're linked with someone from Barcelona, I just go, I bet. What about you, mate?
I know we were linked with the young right back last season.
It's the one that went to Nelson Semedo.
Yes, Semedo. Yeah, that's right. Which
No, it wasn't. It was Wagyu.
That's it. Wagyu. Where did he go? Did he go to France?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But yeah, we've been linked with a couple of Barcelona players. Have we ever signed anyone from Barcelona?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
So next one I wanted to talk about, mate, because obviously we sort of more or less covered everything. Was this, and I know you've got some opinions on it, mate, and I certainly have as well. In a month, what are your views, mate? Obviously, though you don't know how it works, let's just explain it. Right, so this is how it works, okay? The FIFA released this thing towards the middle of the month, and then the fans vote on it. So basically, 15-year-old kids vote on it. Tom was in there, and then you can see Bruno, Salah, Rashford, etc. I just don't like the way it's voted for, mate. I think it's so unfair. It's always going to be Bruno Fernandes or card that's going to be the best card at the end of the month, no? For FIFA players.
Yeah, of course it is, mate. It's a popularity contest, basically. That's all it is. It's a joke. You can't have if you want something like that as an award to be taken seriously, it cannot be a public vote because it's just farcical. It's a popularity contest, and it's always going to be won by the biggest players at the biggest clubs. It's pointless.
Yeah, I see a lot of when EA Sports announced it, the winner. There's a lot of rival fans saying that do know that Thomas Souček also plays in the Prem, and Thomas Souček has been robbed here. So I know we're biased, mate, but I think he did deserve to win it last month. I do.
He did, yeah. And I was watching on Sky the other day. They were doing their team of the month. They were talking about their team of the month and who they would put in. And they put the statistics up. And I'm pretty sure the statistics they had up, Souček was by far the best player this month. You know, he deserved it. And they put him in they put him in their team ahead of like Kevin De Bruyne. They actually put him in midfield with Bruno Fernandes. But like you say, mate, while it's done on a public vote, a West Ham player is never, ever going to win it.
Well, I know Antonio won it towards the end, but I think that was just because no one was really playing FIFA at that point. Do you know what I mean? Once it gets to that sort of September time, they're getting ready for the next game, aren't they? Ben Davies says that for Firpo, a good left wing back, I believe, really need two good strikers. It's annoying how we're dragging out transfers out for so long. Can't we just sign someone in a couple of days like normal club? If we we hear him for should be in the squad for a West Brom game. Yeah, he should be, mate. But this is David Moyes and sorry, not David Moyes, Sullivan and Gold that we're talking about. What about that though, mate? As well, the ball changes. You make of that?
I don't know what I make of that, to be honest, mate. The published reason why. So obviously now it's Sullivan's missus and Dave Sullivan have been moved onto the board. I think there's a couple of Gold's mates as well.
Yeah, David Gold's son-in-law.
That's right, his son-in-law and someone else.
Yeah, his best mate, I believe it was.
Have been put onto the board. The official reason that seems to have come at is to allow him to watch games. I don't buy that for a second. I don't believe that. It just seems like nonsense to me.
Even if that was the case, it's just wrong as well, isn't it? Even if that was the case, it's like there's fans that are real fans, you know, are just not getting a chance to go to the club.
Mm.
And then I think you're on the right line now, mate. They're trying to split the dividends a bit more and keep it in the family when they sell. Yeah,
that's what I think. I'm not an accountant. I don't know how these things work. But to me, it seems like it could be a way that, you know, maybe there's some kind of tax thing or, you know, when they do sell the club, the money gets split rather than all going to one person. But then I read that it doesn't actually work like that because they're not directors of the actual holding company, which is West Ham Holdings Limited or something like that. So I don't know. It's weird. But something's going on. Something's happening. The timing of it is weird. You know, I don't... The excuse, they just wanted to go and see games. Really? Sullivan's missus was that desperate to go and watch West Ham that they decided to make her a board member.
Yeah, they were saying that, it could be that David Sullivan's in ill health and that she's like his carer. But then if she was his carer, she would get in anyway.
I don't buy it at all, mate. There's definitely something going on. I don't know what it is, but something's happening. Something's going on.
Oh, that's a good point from Wally's World, actually. I don't want Souček mentioned as a potential player of the month. If he gets increased awareness, he'll be snapped up by a bigger club. I suppose that's a really West Ham way of thinking, mate. I didn't even think of that. That's a really old school West Ham mentality. COVID rules only allowed staff into games.
Yeah. No, that's true. I just don't buy the excuse that that's why they did it. That's true. That if that was real, the reason that they made them directors was so they could go to games. That's true. But yeah. I don't buy that. I don't believe that. Like I say, are you telling me that Sullivan's missus is so worried about missing West Ham, or Dave Sullivan, or Gold's best mate, or his son-in-law? I think are you telling me they're that worried about it?
The legacy, whatever the reason is, will be. Oh, do you remember that time when they put a porn star on the board? Do you know what I mean? That's what. It's just these little things. They never do anything to improve their. What's the word? You know, like their respectability. They never do things to improve it. It's always like, oh, what are they doing again?
They care, mate. They don't care. And like you say, because there's no fans there at the minute to hold them accountable, they can do what they want, and they know that. I don't think they care anymore, mate.
I think we'll leave it there, mate. I don't think there's anything else to talk about now. I think we've gone on for quite a while, and I've quite enjoyed it. We'll be back next weekend, hopefully, or maybe in the week. I'm going to try to keep up with the at least 3 videos a week. I know you all enjoyed the Striker series I did. If there's any ideas for videos you want me to do during the week, just put in the comments. You know, I like researching videos. It's something I really enjoy doing. Until then, guys, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Comment, like, and on your minds. Keep believing. Let's go.
Cheers.